The Bantu are fiercely loyal to their religion, even though it looks like they are not. And the reaction to Beyonce's Black is King and her mixing our African art, which is inspired by our ancestors, with the Bible, their reaction really made me realize that we're still here. We're still kicking it. They may pretend. They may say all sorts of nasty ass things. They may call themselves any other religion that they like. They are still Bantu, and they still bow to the ancestors and our God. So it made me smile. Okay, the reaction made me smile. And then I asked my grandmother, how is this so horrifying and so shocking that people would call Beyonce the devil? And my grandmother said, see, when they go to church, they know they are living a lie. They know they are telling a lie. They go home, they kneel facing the east, and they say to their ancestors, I'm only doing this because I will never sully my beliefs, okay, with that Christianity. But I need to go there. I need to be seen. I need to thump the Bible. But understand that it's not serious. Grandma said it's like men flirting with a woman they are not serious with. A woman they just want to fuck because it's pleasurable to do so. But otherwise not keep her, not protect her, not provide. That is how the Bantus treat Christianity, she said. And she said by mixing art that is inspired by the ancestors with a Christian God, that was heresy. What Beyonce did was heresy. It was absolute heresy in the eyes of the Bantus. How do you taint something so pure, so precious to us as the art that is given to us by our ancestors with the story of Moses in the Bible and the story of Jesus and all that shit? Okay. So I say to myself, isn't this a good thing? I have constantly said that Beyonce video was a very good thing. I have constantly said it was very good for Africans. It was very good for African Americans. It was good for the Bantu. Because the Bantu have stood firm on their own religious culture. They are fighting Beyonce to protect their religious culture because they're hypocrites. Okay. But one thing they will not allow is for anyone to sully what is theirs. Did Beyonce sully that? No. I'm glad she did that. I'm glad her work reached every soul. And I'm so glad it had that impact. I am so happy it is doing very well because art is supposed to make you face yourself. Art says, who the fuck are you? And she did a great job. She did a great job. The Bantu stand firm on their religious and cultural beliefs, even though Christianity and Islam ravaged the continent. It has no chance. Those two religions have no chance over this here religion that this priestess represents. So cool. So cool. Welcome to the courts of the Bantu. The Bantu. The Bantu. The most beautiful, the most daring, the bravest, the most compassionate, the most gifted, the most adored by their father up in the triangle peak, up in the peak, the most adored up in the peak, the most precious. When our Father looks down at us, he says, my precious. And when something evil happens to us, he cries. Because this is hell. Earth is hell. To the Bantu, the living existence, the physical plane is our hell. That's why we don't have a hell in the peak. Because this right here is our hell. And we are running a gauntlet. We are running a fucking gauntlet. We are being tested each and every single day. We are being asked the question, who are you? So today I'm asking everybody on this channel, whether you're 1%, whether you're 0.01%, because our God says as long as you are 0.01% Bantu, you are Bantu. We claim you yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We claim you. Okay, yes we do. And I love doing that. I love doing that. So these are your courts. The courts that the people still uphold as precious. The courts that they were fighting to defend against what they thought was Beyonce's defaming. In reality, she should apologize to the Zulu for doing what she did with their ancestral cloth, okay? But then, I'd rather say to the Zulu king, King Goodwill's Welithini, the leopard prince has been sullied and insulted, and it has been dirtied. The ancestors no longer want it. So why don't you get all the Zulu witch doctors and all the cultural leaders? You hold a 7-day beer party in honor of the ancestors, and you ask them to give you a new leopard print design. Then this bitch will be happy. Because you never know. I may have a Zulu ancestor and I may have to wear that. So this bitch will be happy. Okay, great king of the Zulu. Do that. Beyonce insulted that leopard print. She insulted it. Now that it's been sullied, let's have a new one. Okay. The courts of the Bantu, which are very precious to the Bantu, as has been noted, not only on earth, on this physical existence, on this hell to the Bantu, but it has also been noted by God himself. He's still number one. And our journey in hell continues. And where are we going? We are going to self-actualization. We are running a gauntlet to who you are. And I'm right in the middle of it, people. I'm right in the middle of the gauntlet of who I am. I have so many battles. I am fighting so many battles. And you will be amazed at so many people who think they are entitled to my identity. Okay. I had a brother say to me after a metaphysical battle in which he won, he continues to win. He has been winning forever. He takes away my relationships. He takes away my opportunities. He takes away my happiness. He takes away my money. He takes away everything and has been doing it since before I became a witch doctor. We are talking about a Harvard candidate. He could have gone to Harvard. He refused. But he could have gone to Harvard. He refused. And he believes that I was born wrong, that I stole from him. Even though he's older than me, he claims that I stole from him. He says, my identity is his identity, and he will take it, and he will have to kill me to take it. He may not have succeeded so far, but he's going to continue trying. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, he is doing a great job. He takes me down on the regular. He is very strong, and he is my current opponent right now. He has just taken me down again, and I was going to wallow in my bed crying, but then I said, oh hell no, the show must go on, so bitch is here. Okay. I'm here. Okay. I'm here. It astonishes me, but it no longer astonishes me after the Beyonce fiasco. I always wondered, guys, why would anyone want the ancestors? You don't believe in that shit anyway. Why would you think I am blessed? Why would you envy me? Why would you want to be me? I always wondered, and my brother gave me a speech in the Metaphysical this morning that had me speechless. I mean, my mouth was wide open, people. Anyway, the war goes on, but the entertainment must also continue. The show must go on, right? And today I picked from requests because I asked my Instagram followers to put requests because my ancestors and I are so busy fighting for people, and we have another one coming. So we're busy fighting, and we've got the strongest and the best in these 4 people. They are really kicking my ass. They are kicking my ass. I am not gonna lie. Okay. And they are long-term enemies that I just didn't know about. And they are really kicking my ass. Like a witch doctor told me, and like I am telling the flock, you are on hell to find your identity. You are on hell to jump through the obstacles and walk and run past those who chase you to find your identity. In my brother this morning, I found a part of me. Okay, done with the speech, 10 minutes long. So today, I asked my Instagram followers to help their sister out and to give me recommendations of who to read, because I just do not have the time to be reading gossip and stuff like that. And they chose, by popular demand, Tom Norman of Sweeties, and the accusations of him killing his nephew Andre. And they and so I read about it, and I came up with some names. You know, Tim Norman himself, Andre the deceased. I actually thought about doing a seance. Okay, I won't lie, but I don't have the energy for it right now. Miss Robbie Yagnam and Tarika Ellis. They are the Yagnam and Tarika Ellis are the accused co-conspirators, and Tim Norman is the accused murderer, right? So I did read it in the papers, and as I was reading it, Grandma said, "Why are you bothering? All this shit is gonna come out sooner or later." Then I said, well, maybe we could just get the inside story, inside hook, inside, and have a great time. We need to be entertained. We need to be entertained, right? Okay, so I am going to be reading Tim Norman, and I'm going to try to read everybody else who is involved. Like I said, I would have loved to do a seance on Andre, but I don't have the energy right now. All my energy is going into my battles. You can tell my voice is about to go, right? Yes, most battles are fought using air. So it's not all, but most. Okay, so I'm going to call Tim while I'm still me, because my brother says he is me. I am laughing, but it's not funny. He actually sacrificed a person in my name to get my identity. So it's not funny. He sacrificed a person to get my identity, which I am fighting to get back. And I am, at the moment, I'm on the losing end. I will let you know in about 2 or 3 months if I have succeeded. But at the moment, he won. He's won. Hands down. At the moment. Okay, as he has been winning. Okay, Tim Norman. Tim. Tim is not very intelligent. He is kind of dumb. He is kind of dumb, people. And he is so surprised that he was caught. Ooh, this wig always gets hairs. He is so surprised that he was caught. No joke. He is so surprised that he was caught. He's like... Literally. And he walked into my plate with chains, you know, with handcuffs. He is handcuffed, and behind him are 2 other people, but the 2 other people are not people. They are like 2 dark people, like 2 dark skilled practitioner ancestors. They are walking with him. Okay. So this is very interesting. They are walking with him into the plate, and he's standing. He doesn't want to sit down, so I'm going to have to politely ask him to do so. Please sit down. And he sits. Okay, very compliant. I love it. Okay, so he sits, and he's looking straight at me. He really believes he didn't do anything wrong. Okay, this is a very self-centered, vicious thinking individual. Vicious thinking in that when you are arguing with him, in his head he's imagining that he's beating you to a pulp, that you are dead, right? But he is giving you just verbal words and verbal speech. He is a psychopath. He is very removed from human emotion. He's not attached to anyone. He doesn't care about anyone. Does he have a daughter or a son? Because he just said, I don't care about my children too. I don't care about them. Who the fuck are they? This is a very cold soul. A very cold soul. That is driven by animal instincts to survive and nothing else. Like I said, he never uses his brain, and it has just come out that he doesn't use his brain. He relies on other people to use their brains when it comes to him. I can tell you while he's in this plate that he wasn't the one who suggested killing his nephew. That suggestion came from someone else. It came from a woman. Because he owes money. He owed money, major money, big money, and he couldn't find a way of making it by himself, and a woman gave him that idea, and a woman plotted this whole thing. A woman made this shit happen. We'll find out if it's Terika. Now I'm taking him out of the plate. Ooh, see? Fall. I'm not even, yeah, money. He's lost a considerable amount of money. He's a gambler. That's where his money went. Gambling. And there is a connection to the murder with this. A connection to the murder with the gambling. Yeah, he was trying to get money to pay off his gambling debts. He was desperately looking for the money to pay off his gambling debts. And his other friend, it's a friend, is a gambler too. And they worked out, is a gambler too. And he knew, the friend knew the woman who came up with that idea. This is a group of gamblers. And the woman, the friend, and him gambling. Okay, so his life has completely fallen, right? And he has gone back where he came from, because another shell fell, and my ancestor said it was because he went away for some time, and now he has his life has come to a complete halt, a complete stop, and it's gonna continue to go down. He is not going to get out of this, but he's trying. He is really trying, guys. He's really trying, but he's not going to get out of this. There is way too much evidence against him, and way too many co-conspirators. I know that only 2 have been caught. There will be 2 more who will pop up. We may hear about them, or we may not hear about them, but there will be 2 more that will pop up. The shooters. Those who actually did the shooting. The shooters. Yeah, definitely a woman here. This is Tim. This is a woman. She has a child. And he got into a sexual relationship with her. They were introduced by this friend. This friend right here was also in a sexual relationship with her, introduced her to Tim, and they were in a sexual relationship. As of them getting caught, as of the time of them getting caught, they were in a sexual relationship. him and this woman. But there'll be two more people who will get caught. The one of the two people will talk, or has already talked, because it's kind of like in the past at the back there. He has already talked, and he is the reason. Oh yeah, he is the reason that this scheme went down. He got caught, and he opened his mouth and he told the police a whole lot of shit for a deal. So he got a deal. We may never hear about him. He was one of the shooters. He got a deal. He talked to the police and he told the police the truth. The police had been looking for him for a long time and they'd not been finding him, but he talked. He told the police the truth. He has a baby mama who is expecting or just had a baby. The shooter, or one of the two shooters. There were two shooters. But he got a deal. Yeah, he got a deal. His shit is done. He got a deal. And so he puts these three people, 1, 2, 3, right? And there is the talker who has talked. He was one of the shooters. Then there is the shooter who has not talked. So two males walked up on Andre and shot him, right? Then there is the two co-conspirators, Yagnam and Terika, and then there is Tim himself. Okay, so the shooter snitched to get something out of the police. We may not even hear that story. We may just hear about these other three, because this other guy here, he is very quiet. He's hiding behind Terika. He knew Terika. He knows Terika. He's like a nephew. He's like a nephew. So, like I said, he's going down, guys. He's going down. I don't look at years and, because I'm not good with time and numbers. He is going down. It's like literally no one is trying to hear him. But what's even more interesting, he ain't trying to hear anything either. He's going to separate himself from his other co-conspirators. And this is interesting. He's actually going to get lesser time and less everything in comparison to his co-conspirators, because money is going to come to his aid. But the money doesn't want to come to his aid. I think his mother is still going to pay for his legal expenses, even though she doesn't want to, because money is going to help him, like, not get a death sentence or whatever. I have no idea if I don't know where he lives. But, money is going to sort of interfere and lessen what would have been a really terrible thing. He is unfortunate, however, because the prosecutors are doing a very vicious pushback. The prosecutors are doing a very vicious pushback, and his mother has decided that her son didn't have a high IQ and he really didn't know what he was doing. Yeah, he didn't know what he was doing because he doesn't really have a high IQ. People don't know this, but he's really stupid. Agreed. He's really stupid, and I cleaned him up to be who he is, but he's really stupid, my son. So that is what she's standing on. That is how she's comforting herself. This is his mother, Miss Robbie. That is how she's comforting herself. However, the shells do show that there is a history of great violence in her son's life. Mama, there is a history of great violence in your son's life. Don't make excuses. Okay, so there is a history of violence in his life. He was a bully, took things that didn't belong to him, fought a lot with people, and he's about the money. He's obsessed with money, okay, and himself. He's obsessed with himself as well. Okay, so now I'm going to ask Bantu court questions. Did you organize to kill your nephew for money? Kim, Did you organize to kill your nephew for money? Kim, did you organize to kill your nephew for money? Kim, did you organize to kill your nephew for money? And my phone goes off. This is ridiculous. This is okay. Life. Okay, did you organize? What is his soul saying? His soul is denying it. He says no. He says no. And he says no. There are a whole lot of no's on this board, guys. He says no. It appears this, however, right behind all the no's that his soul has put to cover like, you know, he is telling the cops and he is telling everybody right now that he had nothing to do with it, that this is a mistake. This is a mistake. How the fuck am I here? This is a mistake. He is telling everybody that it wasn't him. He didn't do it. But right behind his denials is a definite yes. Right behind his denials is a definite yes. And it is also saying, I planned it with 3 people. He's also saying yes. But he's saying no now. He didn't do it. Okay. Why did you do it? Let's ask. When you did it, why did you do it? When you did it, why did you do it? When you did it, why did you do it? Why did you do it, Tim? Why did you do it? Money. He says he was in a bind. People were after him for money. Money that he owed. He likes to gamble a little. Told ya. He likes to gamble a little. He likes to play, and he is trapped. He is saying he's a gambling addict. He's saying he's a gambling addict, and that life has ruined him. It has taken him backwards every time without fail, and he has not been able to kick the habit. Sometimes sometimes he would kick it just for a short period of time, but then he would just go back to his usual. He's chained. He's chained. He's in a cage. He's literally in a cage. If you look, this is the shell right here in the middle. Right now he's in a cage, but he's literally, when it comes to gambling, he's literally in a cage. He can't seem to break free, and it destroys his life. And so these were old debts that had been waiting for a very long time. They were compounded by new debts. And one of the debts was to a mother of his child. He owed her money. And she wanted it. And she was gunning for her money. She was gunning for her money the most. She was like, give me my money, give me my money, give me my goddamn money. I said, give me my money. She was gunning for it the most. So he did it. Let's ask him if he feels bad. I doubt it. He's gonna get very strong legal representation, guys, and they are gonna put up one hell of a fight. Be prepared. Okay, Kim, do you feel bad? Okay, so do you feel bad, Kim? Do you feel bad? Do you feel bad? Do you feel bad that you had Andre killed? Do you feel bad that you had Andre killed? Do you feel bad that you had Andre killed? Not at first. At first, when Andre died, he didn't give a fuck. He was looking forward to getting plenty of money. The newspaper said he didn't get it. The shell said he didn't get it. Michelle say he didn't get it. Okay, he was looking forward to getting a great deal of money. He had really fantasized about the money. Okay, it was all about the money, guys. He had fantasized about the money. He was gonna flash money. He was gonna flash money. He was gonna be rich and he was gonna show it. And he was gonna be all over the place with that money. He had major plans. Okay. However, now with time, he has begun to regret that decision. He has begun to ask himself why he did it. Right? He has begun to realize that the pressures of the earth that made him come up with such a thing and do such a thing, the pressures of the earth were not as severe or as hot as he believed they were. He is also accusing the female of being the most money hungry and of being the one who really, really pushed for it. So I'm going to bring Terica into the plate. Terica. 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 This is a low down soul. I'm just gonna use IQ rather than anything else. No, I'm not. This is a low down, very cruel, very heartless, very evil soul who doesn't see past her desire for wealth. And she has no metaphysical wealth whatsoever, and she's bitter. But even if she gets the money, she doesn't know how to deal with it. She doesn't know how to handle it. So even when she gets the money, she doesn't know shit, if that makes sense. She is very, 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 very greedy. She constantly chews her bubble gum. Constantly chews her bubble gum. She's a slob like me. She's a slob, but she dresses very well. She's very obsessed with her butt because she's wiggling her butt. I know she was a stripper. I love strippers. I envy strippers. You know, I fantasize about being a stripper. I know she was a stripper, but this is a different kind of thing. It's about, this is how I rule men. This is how I control men. She's had lots of men commit crimes for her in which she has benefited and she has walked away while they haven't. I think somebody should check her records. Maybe some are sealed, but I think she has been mentioned in numerous crimes. In fact, so much so that the police was not surprised her name came up. She's like a madame, but a madame of crime. She also doesn't have a very high intellect, but she has a very high level of cruelty and viciousness and greed. This is the ultimate low level soul. So we're going to take Terica out. Well, Terica has been on a downward spiral for a very long time. And it has all had to do with money. Terica is very optimistic that she's going to get out of this, because she's got out of a lot of situations. She is saying she has a child. This is Terica right here. This is her child. There are 2 more souls that say she's mommy. So altogether, 3, 4. Altogether, she has 4 souls on this board. Right? She is saying, this is my game. I set it up. Nothing's gonna touch me. There's no evidence to link me to this, and the evidence they have is circumstantial, right? She says, I was, after all, in a relationship with him. If we choose to use disposable phones, we choose to use disposable phones. If we choose to do what we need, if we choose to, whatever. The thing is, she has an answer for every indictment or whatever, everything that's on the sheet that is accusing her of something. She has an answer. She has a defense. She thought this through. She thinks things through very well. Dumb bitch that she is. When it's crime, she really thought this through, and she came up with her own defense way before the crime was done. She came up, so she is putting her defense into action. Too bad, so sad for her that it's not gonna work for her. Too bad, so sad. And do you know what? This is so shocking. If they manage to imprison this woman, it's not because of this crime. It's because of a past crime that she committed against 3 people. Yeah, I'm shocked. So her defense is holding. Her protection is holding. She literally has some kind of spiritual protection around this shit. A spiritual, and her way of putting things together to make it reasonable is holding. Because they're actually pulling out charges from a long time ago, or a case that was never filed, or something like that that they discovered when they were investigating her. They are actually pulling it out. She defrauded people. She defrauded 2 women and a man, 2 men and a woman. She defrauded 2 men and a woman. And while they were investigating her for this issue, that came up. So she's going to be charged with that, and she's going to go down for that. She's actually going to go down for that more than she's going to go down for this case right here. But going down, she is. Even though she is fiercely defending and protecting herself, metaphysically and physically, there are blockages here. Like, she literally blocked out the police metaphysically. This is a girl. Usually, the most cruel people are actually in the metaphysical, so I'm not surprised. Metaphysically and physically, she actually blocked the police. They struggled to get to her, and they are still struggling to get to her. But they've got her on another case. So they're going to hammer that one and then add this one on top. Okay. Let me ask her why she did it. Why did you do it, Terika? Why did you do it, Terika? Terika, why did you do it? Why did you do it, Terika? Poverty. There were things she wanted to do in life that were blocked for her. Blockages. And no matter what she tried to do, poverty dogged her like a motherfucker. Poverty would not let her go. And she would, as far as she's concerned, she worked very hard, made very little money. She says, sometimes you've got to take chances and just go for the big one. There's nothing more to say here. I'm gonna ask her I'm gonna ask them both, Tim and her, if they had, if their feelings were genuine for each other. Tim and Terika. Tim and Terika. Did you love each other? Did you love each other? Tim and Terika. Tim and Terika. Did you love each other? Did you love each other? Okay, where's Tim? Where's Terika? This is Terika right here. This is Tim. So Tim was following me. Yeah, Terika was using him. Tim had the hearts for her. It was all about her. She was all about what she was fantasizing. would have the fantasies, what she believed was her, right? What she believed, the kind of lifestyle that she wanted. There was, if she didn't recently have a baby, not Tim's, but if she didn't recently have a baby, she had an abortion or a miscarriage, or, the child is her, oh God. So much dark energy. Okay. She gives her children away. So she may not be living with her kids. 1, 2, 3. They don't live with her. Okay. So she has one, though. After a long time of not having kids, she had a child just before she met him. One. And she was determined, or she is determined to hold on to that child. When she was much younger. Oh, yeah. That's when she had the kids. And she gave them away, or they were taken by the system and never given back to her. So she had a child, right? And she had no money. And as far as she was concerned, money was needed. Money was required. Okay? So, Tim was going to provide it. So that, this is her logic, so that she could hold on to her child. It's interesting that this girl actually had some type of money. And I'll also tell you this, she's totally surrounded. She's totally surrounded metaphysically. Okay, like somebody made this happen. Somebody got her caught. Yes. She's totally surrounded. Somebody got her caught. Okay. Like we would notice, I'm not surprised. We noticed that metaphysically she had done all sorts of protections with the cops. This bitch right here, somebody got her caught. Okay. Somebody metaphysically put it into the universe that she get caught. But yes, she said with money, she would have been able to keep her child. The fact that she had no money when she had the other 3 was the reason why they were taken away from her. So basically, she was taking a life to feed a life. Oh yes. Somebody did some work on her. Somebody. Okay. They still didn't answer the question though. Okay. Tim and Terica, were you in love? Were you in love? Were you in love? No, this seems to have been it's a definite no. But we could have been in love with time. They are saying that the more they got to know each other, the more they were liking each other. You know what I mean? The more they were really liking each other. But both of them had other partners and other, they were casual. They were killing fucking, we're gonna kill, so let's fuck. That's what they were doing. Killing fucking. Okay? That's what they were doing. Right. So with time, though, they expected their relationship to grow. With the money they were both expecting from their deeds, they were expecting it to grow. So they were looking forward to the future. The future looked bright. The future looked bright. It was all roses and shit. What's gonna happen to you, Terica? What's gonna happen to you, Terica? What's gonna happen to you, Terica? She's going down. Okay, I don't know how she's going down, guys, but she is definitely going down. This woman is fertile. because there is a pregnancy. So maybe she went to prison and they just told her she's pregnant. I don't. She's very fertile. Extremely fertile. That's all I gotta say. Okay. All right. Now let's get the other guy. Yagnam. And then we'll ask how Miss Robbie is feeling. Okay. Yagnam. Okay. Yagnam. 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 And in enters the brains of this outfit. The brains. Yagnam has done this before and he has got away with it and he has succeeded. Insurance fraud is his thing. Having people bumped off, for him to collect is his thing. Okay, that 450,000 was going to be split. Terika was actually going to get the least amount of money. It was really going to be split between him and Tim once got, and he has experience in this and he has done it before. He has a very flashy lifestyle. He has a big house. He drives those cars, boom, boom, boom. He really lives good. Private jets. I bet literally when you go to his house, you're going to see him with lots and lots and lots of celebrities in private jets and things like that, and he flashes money. Okay, he's that guy who walks into a strip club and he gives lots of money. He flashes money. He parties like a motherfucker. He parties like there's no tomorrow. He is partying all the time. And he is loved. Everybody loves this guy. Everybody thinks he's the shit that walks and talks. He was very creative too, but he walked away from his creativity when he discovered money elsewhere. He is very, very creative, guys. Very creative. And, very ruthless, very cold. These are the three musketeers. They are all three very low-level souls. Only one thinks more than the other two. And this is him. Oh, yeah. He fell. Now you're gonna... Woo! He fell, so some shit is gonna go down. Okay. But guess what? He must have a lot of businesses that will keep kicking it because he is going to be making money. There's nothing but success for this guy called Yagnam. In fact, he was losing money before he was arrested. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. He was losing money before he was arrested. Okay. But then now, his money and his trajectory has greatly improved. I can only hope that is God telling us that it's a good thing that he's been caught. Yes, he's going to lose a chunk of his life. And he's going to lose a chunk because this fell off the board right away. He's going to lose a huge chunk. But if there is anyone who's going to get out of this, it's Yagnam, whatever his freaking name is. I don't need to know Dark Souls names. Yagnam. It is Yagnam. If anybody is going to get out of this, if there's a chance of anybody getting out of it, or even getting a very light sentence, or he said, of course I'm gonna get out of it. I'm gonna tell them that I didn't know. I didn't know that he was going to bump off his nephew. I'm going to tell them that this is business practice. We always overstate. We always overstate and we always ask for too much with insurance claims. I have my defense all lined up. I'm good. He has a pregnant female. He has a pregnant female, right? And another female with a child. And he calls them his family. The pregnant female is very much in love with him, and the other woman with the child is very much in love with him too. he tends to hit in the same community. He tends to be, to do this, the women in a group, like, the same group or same community, because they all seem to know each other. They are supporting him very much because he is not talking. But it's interesting enough, he's not paying attention to the pregnant one right now. He's paying attention to the other one, the other woman, but he's not talking. He is going to pull out the law, and he's going to say he's done this for several of his clients, that he didn't know that, they were gonna, these people are gonna, they're gonna kill somebody. In other words, he's going to disassociate himself from them. Okay. Are you going to walk free, Yagnam? Are you going to walk free? I don't see it. Are you going to walk free? I don't see it. It's a no. But he's going to give it his best shot. Okay. He's going to give his defense his best shot. So now we go to Ms. Robbie and how she's feeling. Even though we did see how she was feeling. Okay. Bye, Tim. Bye, Tim. Too many people in my place. Bye, Terika. Bye, Terika. Bye, Terika. Bye, Yagnam. Bye, Yagnam. Bye, Yagnam. Okay, how is Miss Robbie feeling? We already got a little gist of how she's feeling with her son, Tim. But now let's see how she's feeling with the whole situation, right? Let's get inside her head. The way my brother was in mine. Okay. Okay. Miss Robbie. Miss Robbie. Miss Robbie. Oh my gosh. She walked into the plate like on her knees, literally, and then she crumbled and she started crying. And then, she stood up, and then she went to sit and she is crying with her head in her hands. We can state that this is very, very devastating for her. She literally needs prayers. She says, I gave birth to a monster. How am I supposed to die with that? I was so arrogant. When other women's children went to prison for murder, I would always say, my son is too stupid to do that. I would always say, he's too stupid to do that. I gave birth to a monster, a murderer. How am I supposed to live with that? I'm still supposed to love this child. As much as I am repulsed, I'm still supposed to be this child's mother. But how do I die peacefully, knowing that I gave birth to a monster? And he took my Andre. He took my Andre. That boy kept me company. I'm not that woman who gets dates anymore and who does that sort of thing. That boy gave me a purpose, a sense of being. I love that boy so much. Supporting my son is being disloyal to my love for Andre. I don't know what I'm going to do. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? This is a very strong soul. What are you going to do? Like she fell in my plate and still picked herself up. She is strong. I need some of that strength. She's not well. Some kind of illness. And she's like saying, Lord, take me now. She wants to go. She wants to go. She's seen enough. She's had enough pain. And she thinks everything has come to an end. She's like, this is the end. This has broken her more than we are ever going to know. She's like, this is the end. She doesn't want to do anything anymore. She doesn't want to work. She doesn't want to wake up. She doesn't want anything that she had going. She doesn't want it. She says, it's not worth it. This isn't life. This is the end. There were projects that she was working on that she has put a halt to. She feels like she's in a cage right now, and everybody's watching her, and everybody's judging her and finding her wanting, right? And her son must have a new baby or a new child. This is Tim right here. This is either a new baby or a child, and this is a woman right here. He and the woman do not get along, and he doesn't really get along with the child, but she is saying, okay, 'cause I was like, bitch, what you saying? She is saying that she really believed that these were Tim's only problems. You know, his personal problems were his only problems. She really believed that. She believed that he had conquered everything else and he was doing very well for himself. She didn't know about his habits. Yeah, the habit has turned up again. She didn't know about his habit and how it was taking him down. But it's almost like her legacy is dead. Her legacy is dead. And it's not the legacy of what people think. It's in her soul. Okay? In her soul by itself. This, after all the hardships of life and all the shit I went through and all the things I've had to endure, this is the stopping point. I understand her. I understand her. I wish I didn't, but I do. So let's all pray for her, please. And also add me in your prayers at the same time. Okay? Let's all pray for her. Let's all be kind to her. Because it's not her fault that her son did what he did. She lost double. She lost her son and she lost her grandson. That's terrible. That is terrible. So, is Sweetie Pie going to carry on? I believe it is because I sense that it is. But is Sweetie Pie going to carry on, Ms. Robbie? Is Sweetie Pie going to carry on, Ms. Robbie? Now I really want to eat that food. Not because of the murder, but because of her. Yes. Barely. Barely, you guys. Barely. People are gonna punish Sweetie Pies for the outrage. You know, people are gonna punish Sweetie Pies. Barely. It was making a whole lot of money. No more money. Nothing. But it'll be there. It will be there. But it's not going to be the same. She says, why would it be the same? What's the point? It was a family restaurant and there's no family. And on that note, guys, I hope those who requested it enjoyed it. A lot of stuff is going to come out in the courts. Tim, tell me your story. Tell me your story. What are you going to say in the courtroom? What are you going to say in the courtroom? Tell me your story. His mother just said, it's better not say that. Okay. There's a lot of fertility here. I needed to be in the center with these people. I swear to God. There's a lot of fertility. A lot. So here's a pregnant female for real. He has a pregnant female. The relationship ended, but there's definitely a baby that's coming. Definitely. There's a new grandbaby coming for Ms. Robbie. Definitely. There is one. And he got out of that relationship to hook up with Miss Money, right? Whoever. He was hooking up with someone because they were about the same life, right? But what are you going to say though, dude? That wasn't, these are not the... He's going to completely deny it. He's going to completely say he was not involved. It has nothing to do with him. These people did what they wanted to do without him. He was just trying to commit insurance fraud. It had nothing to do with the murder. He is going to try to disassociate himself. He's going to give a reasonable story that, it had nothing to do with the murder. It had, he was just trying to commit insurance fraud, nothing else. And there will be people who will believe him. Get ready for the circus. Okay, the circus is coming to town. There will be people who will believe him. There will be people who will protest that he's innocent and that just because he's a black man, you're trying to put him in prison. There will be supporters. There will be people. There will be people, guys, who will support him, who will, and he has people who are lifting him up right now. Okay, I'm really gonna stop now. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for booking readings. Thank you so much for buying my spells. Thank you so much for buying my books. I can't tell you how much it means to me when I get a book bought. I just get hysterical. I just get so happy. I cannot believe that someone has honored me and honored my ancestors. And when you book a reading, I feel the very same way. And when you buy my spells, I feel like, okay, my life, as hard as it has been, as painful as it has been, it had a purpose, and this is my purpose, right? And when I almost think I'm gonna die, because I have been hit by a metaphysical weapon that I've never seen before, I've never experienced, and and I have to go, and my ancestors and I have to sit down and literally do research on how to send this shit back, or what it is, or what the fuck is going on here, And I say to myself, okay, I'm gonna die. Do you know what I say to myself? It's okay if I die. It's okay. I left them my spells. I left them my books. It's okay. Then I go into battle. So be kind to each other. Understand that we live in hell. Understand that this is hell. Think like Bantus. Understand that this is hell. Understand that we live in hell. Okay. Understand that we're running a gauntlet to our identity. We shall be beaten, we shall be stabbed, we shall be shot, we shall be raped, we shall be brutalized by those who say they are us, by those who have discarded their own identities for other people's identities. I mean, I've had a stalker in my brother all my life, and his one thing that he stalks me for is my soul, my essence. Believe me, you have people like that in your lives too. So no reason to be vicious. Know that you're in hell. Know that you also have stalkers and people who want to break you down. And know that you're being tested every day. Your choices are being tested up there in the Bantu sky. Okay? Your choices, your decisions are being tested. And there's only one rule. Thou shalt not kill. And that's Bantuism. Okay? So, be kind, be loving, be gracious in the comments and when you're out there onto the streets. Let's bring some love in a time of darkness, because this is a time of darkness for all of us. Let's bring some love. And my love had better come walking on two legs. Bye, guys. Till next week.
She